court is now in session. In the case of, oh good, it's not Peter today. In the case of Pontius Pilate versus the people, I call the defendant to the stand. A very fancy defendant.
Good morning, Your Honor. Yes, I appreciate the fact that you kind of let me keep some of my royalty while I spend some time in this orange outfit.
Well, state your name for the court.
Pontius Pilate.
And what are the charges being brought against you?
I released a criminal and sent an innocent man to die.
And how do you plead?
Guilty as charged.
And what is the evidence against you?
So the evidence against me, my account is quite lengthy. So I'm going to summarize it for you, but if you'd like to read the whole thing, it comes from Matthew chapter 27, verses 11 through 26. So every year we have this feast, and it was the time of the feast in which we released a criminal that was chosen by the crowd. So in this case, we had Jesus, innocent man, and we had Barabbas, very guilty criminal, and the crowd had to choose between the two. I was ready to let Jesus go because clearly he was innocent. There was nothing, we could find nothing on this man. And Barabbas, I was ready to lock him back up. But then my wife came to me and said, "Don't have anything to do with that innocent man, for I have suffered a great deal today in a dream because of him." But the chief priests and the elders persuaded the crowd to ask for Barabbas and to have Jesus executed. So when they asked me, clearly I knew the choice was to release Jesus and keep Barabbas. But the crowd called for Barabbas, even though we could show his criminal activity, and they wanted to condemn Jesus to death. And so I said, you know what? I'm not going to have anything to do with this, and this is all on you. And then they took Jesus away, flogged and crucified him, and released Barabbas.
Well, that is quite the evidence against you.
I know, right?
And your admission of guilt. And I have taken both of those things, and I have weighed them, and I have come up with a decision. And I hereby declare you not guilty. You may go.
Okay, Your Honor, as Pontius Pilate to judge.
Yeah.
Do you know how the whole court system thing works? Like guilt, admission, proof, guilty.
No, not guilty. You're good. You can go.
I'm not understanding. I literally read everything for you. I sent Jesus to death.
And I say that you are not guilty.
Okay, well, thanks.
Today we don't even have a disciple.
We don't. We actually are talking about Pontius Pilate, who is a very powerful man.
Yeah, he had the power to stop this.
He
right
did.
then and there. He was given the choice between letting Barabbas go or Jesus go, and he was ready to send Barabbas back to jail and let Jesus go free because he knew he was innocent. But
guess what?
Sin enters.
Sin enters, and he listens to his wife because she simply had a dream. I mean, Pontius Pilate's a very powerful guy, but listens to his wife because she had a dream to not have anything to do with Jesus.
And while I don't think that at any point in time any of you would actually stand up and say, I think Jesus should be killed, there are a lot of ways that we end up doing the same types of things that Pilate has done. So go ahead and grab those crosses again. We're still on that yellow side where we're jotting down some of our sins. And today we're looking at all the different ways in which we succumb to peer pressure, just like Pilate kind of went with the pressure of his wife instead of what he believed to be right.
And we see that he simply listened to others. I mean, clearly he knew in his gut that Jesus was an innocent man, but he listened to his wife. The crowd spoke. I mean, they were ready to release a very guilty man and sentence Jesus to death. But he listened to them, and the people spoke, and he let Jesus go to die.
And then finally, he didn't stand up for what he believed in at all. And there's a lot of times where we don't stand up for our faith and we don't stand up for Jesus. So these are the things that you're going to want to focus on today. The ways that we succumb into peer pressure, the ways that we listen to others over listening to Jesus, and how we don't stand up for our faith when we need to.
And we know, Jamie, that as difficult as this is, we know that Jesus, when he sends us, he also equips us So these are all things, as we take a deeper look at the disciples as well as Pontius Pilate today, that we're never left alone. We're never left hanging. So as you think about these different sins that you're committing or you're writing down on your cross, know that you're still very much loved and that Jesus is ready to equip us and to send us so that these things don't overtake our lives.
May God bless your week and may God bless your time as you spend it in his word. See you next week.
Bye.